First one in the morning this morning is on a pop R. And I actually got this one. I actually managed to hook this one. Unlike yesterday where I missed. Whoa, buddy. Not a bad little guy. First fish in the morning on the pop R. That one there is about 15 inches maybe. Again, guys, gotta be careful of those treble hooks. But this guy was pretty aggressive. He come right up and got that. In case you guys were wondering, I am right-handed and I'm trying to do this with my left hand, which isn't real bright. So I'm going to switch. There we go. How about that one? That's pretty good actually. Come right off of this grass line right here. Nice fish. There you go, little man. Ladies and gentlemen, that might be the name of the game today. Ooh, this guy's a feisty little guy. Oh. Boat control. Boat control. Oh. There we go. He nailed that one in some pretty shallow water up there by that tree right there. Number 2 on the pop R. Again, guys, these aren't big, but they are fun to catch. Cat fishermen like to call these ditch pickles. I don't know why. I guess because they're green. I don't know. Anyway. Another pretty feisty little guy this morning. There you are, little man. Back he goes. It's a little Rebel Pop R. It's a Bill Dance special, ladies and gentlemen, right there. I bought this lure a couple years ago because a guy I know said he had a day out here where he caught like 10 using the same lure. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. And those are the first 2 fish I've ever caught off this lure, ever. Bait, guys. I don't know, this might be a good fish. He's running like he is. Ooh, man. Yeah, this is a little bit better than I've been catching the last couple of days. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Oh. Come here, buddy. Oh yeah, this is a lot. Oh, it's a lot nicer fish. A lot nicer fish right here. Got him right there in the corner of the mouth. That's a real nice fish right there. Right off of this point, same place yesterday morning I caught my first fish. And this, start of the morning here, guys. There's quite a bit of boat traffic. So, that is a lot nicer than I've caught the last couple of days out here. Ladies and gentlemen, right there. That is a real nice bass. Real nice fish. Let's see here. pardon the bottom of my boat. Kind of dirty. See what we got here on the old bump board, buddy. Don't have my scale, but you are, oh, about 19.5 inches. I bet you'll weigh at least 3 pounds. Anyway, that is the nicest bass I've caught in 4 or 5 years, guys. That's a real nice fish. Come right there off of that point, just like yesterday. So, we're gonna return him to the lake. There you go, buddy. I knew that was a better fish when he hit the lure, and I didn't get a good hook set on him. I'm lucky I didn't miss him. But he picked it up right there at the edge of the grass, started coming back toward the boat with it, and then he took off to the middle of the neck here. Anyway, that is nice fish. Oh my. That's off the crankbait, guys. They are right there on these points, and you know, between 8 and 15 foot of water, and that's about in the range of these crankbaits, these 5XDs that I talked about yesterday when I was filming. Video coming soon. Blackback chartreuse. I have caught them off of a couple other colors. I think it's like Sexy Shad is the other one, and then there's all kinds of colors. You just have to find what works in your water and give it a whirl. As I talked about yesterday, you're going to want a reel that doesn't have a lot of gear ratio. This one's 5:4 to 1, a 6:4 to 1 will work, but you want to give the crankbait time to get down, so you're going to need a slow cranker. You're not going to want a faster reel like a 7 to 1 or an 8 to 1, or you'll be cranking faster than the crankbait can dive. You're going to want medium to medium heavy action. There are people that use medium action rods, but I feel that a medium action has too much what am I trying to say? Too much give. They don't have enough backbone, and therefore, see there, when you're pulling that crankbait, even this medium heavy rod, the tip gives quite a bit. And if you go any softer than medium heavy, in my opinion, you're going to have a hard time feeling fish. You know, the difference between the bottom and a bass when it picks it up. And on your line, it just depends on, you know, on your reel. I've got 12-pound fluorocarbon here. I do use mono sometimes with a crankbait. Mono has a lot more stretch than fluorocarbon does. So those are my crankbaiting tips that I have learned over, you know, when there's another one, guys, right off that same point. I don't think this one, oh, he got off. Finally lost my crankbait, ladies and gentlemen. After all them fish, I'm pretty sure I got her hung up. It's right there. Let's see here. Right in here. That's gonna happen. It's happened before, it'll happen again. Oh yeah, it's in there good. Oh. I used to have a thing called a lure knocker, but I have no idea what I did with it. Oh. Yeah. Don't see that one coming out, guys. So, my lucky crankbait that I've caught all these fish on for the last couple of days is no more. It is hung on something in the bottom of the lake, and I don't seem to be able to get it off. Oh, yeah. So, the best thing to do here, as much as it pains me to do it, with as many fish as I've caught off of that, since I cannot get that off of there, and I don't want to break my rod. This is part of fishing. It's part of catfishing, it's part of bass fishing, it's part of bluegill fishing, it's just part of fishing. So, Lake of Egypt has eaten several blackback chartreuse crankbaits from myself and Josh. So, there's not much you can do other than that right there, ladies and gentlemen. Is just cut your line and cry a little inside. Crankbaits aren't cheap. It's not like terminal tackle weights and hooks when you're catfishing. You know, weights you can make yourself. I suppose you could make your own crankbaits, but... So, that being said, what we will do is we will open up the old tackle bag here, and we will pull out the crankbait box and get a new one. That's all you can do. As much as it stinks and as much as you don't want to do it. There's an older one and there's a brand new one right there. So, you know, there's the 6XD one I was telling you about yesterday. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tie this, one of the two of these guys on, and I'll meet you back here in a second. Since early this morning I've been having a little trouble finding them, but there's a little guy come right here where I was going to run my crankbait, but I haven't had much luck with that since I lost my old one earlier. Oh, that stinks. Sorry, buddy. Oh, knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Come here. Anyway, there he is. There you go. Free. It is Friday on Lake of Egypt, and you can tell it, ladies and gentlemen, because the boat traffic has really picked up. paid off, ladies and gentlemen. Took me forever to get the hook set on him, but there it is. That is something that, you know, I would have never tried if I hadn't have paid attention to my electronics down here. That is not something that I really have ever done very well, is pay attention to my electronics. But right there, ladies and gentlemen, dragging that jig on the bottom right along the bank. So slow and steady seems to be the name of the game today. Got that little black spot there on his top fin there. Let this little guy go. Now that's what I call earning it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's earning it. Well, he got my trailer. Well, I got more of those. And this isn't even a jig trailer that I'm using, guys. It's just a grub that I found in my tackle bag that I think I used when I used to try to throw chatterbaits. But anyway, I'm gonna put on a new trailer and I'll get back to it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when I said I didn't know how to flip, for some reason I just started doing it, and for the first time in my life it actually works. I haven't caught a fish yet, but I'm actually flipping. So it's pretty wild. Oh, look at there. Oh, I lied. I did catch a fish doing it. Oh, come here, boy. Yes, sir. Haha. I don't even know what to say to that, because I've always tried to do that and I've always failed miserably. And I just started doing it a minute ago, and lo and behold, and come up here where I was working a crankbait yesterday and didn't have any luck, and started flipping this flipping jig, and there you go. So to say I'm pretty proud of myself is an understatement. That's a pretty nice fish. Well, not really, but for your first flipping fish on a jig, it is. Thanks, sir. You can go back now. So I'm pretty impressed with myself, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, dogs and cats, whoever's watching, paying attention, listening, I couldn't be more pleased with myself than I am right now, having managed to do that. And then to catch a fish with all this boat traffic that's running up and down the lake through here is just mind-boggling. I'm thrilled, to say the least. I know that sounds weird, but it is true. So, and I guess the moral of this story is, if at first you don't succeed, try again, huh? Look at that. By the way, even I throw backlashes. So, and I've been fishing with a bait caster since I was about 8 years old. And I still manage to throw a bird's nest every now and then. But this, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, to say I'm thrilled would be an understatement. Flipping is good for places where you need to get in tight, like I just did in front of the boat here by this dock that I'm not even supposed to be fishing around. But like I said, to say that I would be thrilled would be an understatement. So hopefully I can catch another one or two doing this, because you know, this when you learn a new tactic as a bass fisherman, a cat fisherman, a crappie fisherman, or a bluegill fisherman, it just boosts your confidence that much more, in my opinion. And that's the second fish I've caught off this jig. The first one I caught actually flipping, and I don't know, I'm really excited about this. Gentlemen, boys and girls, the black and blue flipping jig strikes again. Not a big fish, but a fish nonetheless. And that's seeming to be what the name of the game today is no, knock it off, is pressure. doing something that is a finesse type of fishing, because these fish are pressured because of all the boat traffic today. And that's what you got to do. You got to figure out something to catch the fish when stuff like this is going on. And right there is a perfect example. Flipping a jig with all this boat traffic out here produces this little guy. It's a third one I've managed this morning flipping, late morning I should say. Like I said, to say that I'm tickled is an understatement. I don't even have my other camera running because I was getting ready to call it a day because of all the boat traffic, but that is the second fish down this bank I've caught with this jig doing this same technique of flipping. So you know, you gotta let the fish tell you what they want you to do. And a day like today, they're telling me that they want a slow, methodical presentation, whereas yesterday and earlier this morning they were being more aggressive and they were kind of wanting to chase. Well, they're not wanting to do that now. It's later in the day, temperature's warmed up. The water temperature is about a degree warmer than it was at 5:30 this morning when I first put on the lake. So as you can see, there is a lot of traffic out here today. This lake is extremely popular with fishermen and with boat enthusiasts alike. And as you can see, I mean, I've been fishing here probably 30 minutes and I can't even tell you the number of boats that have gone by me down this. And see, this is the main part of the lake right here. So I mean, there's jet skis, pontoons, bass boats, pleasure boats, speed boats, the patrol boat for the power co-op. I mean, everybody's come down through here this morning. So you catch a fish, you get washed up on the bank, but it's worth it. If you keep at it, you can catch fish. Anyway, I will return if I manage to hook another one. Alright guys, well, that's all the time I got for today. The lake's starting to get a little crazy, so I'm going to sign out. I did manage to pick up some fish today, and I hope to share the video with you real soon. So like, share, subscribe, and if you're on a mobile device, hit that little bell. It'll let you know anytime I go live or put out a new video. Anyway, thanks for watching HS Outdoors. This is Heath signing off, and if you got some time, spend it in the outdoors.